Welcome to Mid-Maryland Votes, episode 53. This Veterans Day, we honor Marine Corps veteran Leonel Jonathas, a Haitian immigrant, father of 5, grandfather of 6, administrator at Georgetown University, and a visually disabled dynamo who refuses to let anything hold him back. From humble beginnings to serving as a Marine Corps pallbearer at Arlington National Cemetery, Leonel's life is a testament to faith, perseverance, and the American spirit. Now let's get into it. Welcome to Mid-Maryland Votes. I am your host, Mark Flynn. With me is my co-host,
Ethan Lowen.
And we have a very special guest tonight. We have Mr. Leonel Jonathas. Mr. Leonel, thank you and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me here.
Today is a special day for many, many of our people. Why is it special for you?
Absolutely. It's the Marine Corps birthday, 250 year of service.
So I would assume that you are an actual former Marine.
Absolutely.
But there is no such thing as a former Marine, is there?
No such thing as an ex-Marine.
Okay.
A former Marine.
Okay. So tell me about it. What was your service like in the military?
Well, actually.
Oh, by the way, you know, I'm a veteran as well. I was in the Air Force. And Ethan was very close. He was in the Navy.
Yeah.
So he was almost a veteran.
Right. Well, we are the branch that has the most fun.
That's right. I agree with that. The Navy is the most fun. It's almost like the Love Boat every time you go out.
Another claim to fame is that actually the Marine Corps is a division within the U.S. Navy.
I think the Marines got a problem with that, don't they?
We do have a problem, but yes, you're right.
All right.
I just want to say that the Marine Corps started in 10 Tavern, Philadelphia in 1775 in a bar.
Okay. The Marine Corps started in a bar. How appropriate. You know where the Air Force started? On a golf course. So we're all here as veterans, including my friend from the Navy. We're all veterans. We're all celebrating the birthday of the Marine Corps.
Hurrah.
But there's also another special day tomorrow, and this special is on Veterans Day.
Right. Yes.
Now, there's a big difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Can you explain the difference to us, Ethan?
Well, Memorial Day is for those service members who died while serving our nation to protect our freedoms.
Right.
Veterans Day is for those who served and are no longer on active duty or in the reserves. We have returned to civilian.
There's actually one more date that confuses people. It's Armed Forces Day. And that celebrates people who are actually in the armed forces and serving our country. But tomorrow is Veterans Day. It is to celebrate all people who served in the country that protected the liberties and freedoms that we all enjoy today. And it's a good opportunity for everybody to acknowledge their veterans and say thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Jonathas, Leonel, you were in the Marine Corps. Can you tell us a little bit about your adventures in the Marine Corps?
Well, it was a blessing for me being in the Marine Corps. Well, I went to South Carolina, Parris Island, where the real Marines are at, down there. And I was told about Okinawa, Japan. In Okinawa, Japan, they love young Marines there.
In Okinawa.
In Okinawa, Japan. The women love young Marines.
Of course.
So, don't Marines believe that everywhere they are where young women love Marines?
You know what? You're absolutely right.
I got to be honest with you, brother. I served with a lot of Marines, and all of them felt they were God's gift to women.
It's the uniform.
Is it?
It's the dress.
It's the uniform. I'll tell you what. I will give you this. We have the bus driver uniform. You guys have the real dress uniform.
Oh, mercy.
I mean, the Air Force uniform is a 3-piece suit, basically. It's what it is. But you guys really do deck out well. And I think the Navy's uniforms are kind of cool, too.
Yeah. I mean, tradition. They're traditional uniforms.
Right.
They're very utilitarian.
Right. Especially the dungarees. I really like those. The bell-bottom dungarees. And I especially like when you guys embroider your name over the back pocket.
Fishbowl hat.
Yeah, the fishbowl hat. That's another one.
They all serve a purpose.
Yes.
They actually are all flotation devices.
Is that what it is?
And many a sailor has been saved by using their clothes to float until they were rescued.
This is a PG podcast, so we're not going to talk about what other services say about Navy guys' names being embroidered over their back pocket. We will get back to Okinawa. So
Yes.
you were told that Okinawa, they love Marines, which is true, by the way. I've been to Okinawa as an Air Force member, and they do love their Marines.
Well, they told me that, first of all, I told them that they love young Marines in Okinawa.
True.
Women.
Truth.
So I decided we have, in boot camp, you have 3 choices of 3 duty stations.
Right.
So I guess call it a wish list. So I decided wish number 1, Okinawa, Japan.
Right.
Wish number 2, Okinawa, Japan.
Right.
Wish number 3,
Okinawa, Japan. We got it.
So I decided to solidify that.
Okay.
So after boot camp, when you leave, you go off for a month, and then you go to your duty station.
So you usually go home on leave.
On my way boarding the bus, my orders got changed to Marine Corps Barracks 8th and I.
So how'd you find out your orders got changed while you went on the bus?
Actually, I was on the bus. It was a gunny came running to the bus and told me, "Hey, your orders got changed." I was not happy at all because I was looking forward to going to Okinawa, Japan.
Well,
one thing I know for sure though is you didn't backtalk the gunny.
Yes, I did not.
And that is my question, Lionel. Why didn't you tell them that you did not appreciate the change in orders and that you wanted to stick to their initial statement that you were going to go to Okinawa?
Right.
Well, actually, in my heart, I did backtalk the gunny, but that was it.
Yeah, in your heart.
But actually, the gunny said, if you could recall that one beautiful girl in high school, and the DMV, they're all there.
And the DMV stands for?
D.C., Maryland, Virginia.
Right.
And the Marine Barracks is in Southeast D.C., 8th and 9.
Right.
All the colleges there. So I was absolutely fortunate to be part of the world-famous body bearers.
Tell us about that.
With the world-famous body bearer, we got a motto that says, last to let you down.
Okay.
And it's an honor because we were carrying caskets of Marines who have fallen. And it was I had over 300 funerals there. It was definitely amazing. For me was the emotional part was giving the flag. We fold the flag, giving the flag to the young man, the son. He could be 8, 9 years old. Another thing too, we're the only branch that raises the casket, being last to let you down, and we're the only branch. It doesn't when that casket comes from the hearse. It doesn't matter how heavy it is. We have a 6-man team.
In the movies and TV shows where people see that ceremony of that flag being handed off, it's very emotional, even on TV in the movies. But you are the one who actually did that. What was that like when you would hand that flag to those family members?
It was emotional. It was years ago, but if I can still remember, after the flag is folded, we present the flag and we say, from the President of the United States and the Commandant of the Marine Corps, please accept this flag as a token of our appreciation for your loved one dedicated and faithful service to our country and our Corps.
Wow.
And that was a statement we did. It probably changed a little bit now, but that was it. But it was emotional giving that flag to a young man whose father has fallen.
Obviously, what you're talking about here is a ceremony that has deep meaning, a tradition that has deep meaning. But actually, the Marine Corps has a lot of traditions, as does every branch. What are the importance that you see in those traditions that the Marine Corps has established throughout the centuries?
I think just having honor, courage, that's definitely there with the Marine Corps. And when you go to boot camp and you get young men and women who are not confident, who does not have no guidance, and the Marine Corps develops courage and men and women with confidence, and that you could after boot camp you could accomplish any mess. And the mindset you have, like for me, for example, now I have a disability and visual disability, but my mindset now is to always adapt and overcome in any situation.
And describe how that is done through boot camp. When you are living it, it is a experience unlike any other.
That's a great question. The biggest thing is when you get to boot camp, everybody knows about the yellow footprint there in boot camp. And the crazy part is that you have the senior drill instructor. He comes in like a father figure. He talks to you. It's deceptive because he's relaxed. I'm saying to myself, well, this is going to be pretty easy because he's relaxed. He's talking to you. And then he says, drill instructor, you got him. And after that, you have two pit bulls, literally, coming from the corner, yelling and screaming and got you at attention. But the biggest thing is that you're broken down physically, making sure that we know the nomenclature of our weapons, exercising, always having Marine Corps knowledge. After you've been broken down, then they start building you back up. Then you start working on your confidence level. You are achieving all these obstacle courses. You're achieving this run. I hate running in the sand. One thing I did learn in the Marine Corps is that your body will get in shape. And then the confidence start building up. When you go through phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, your confidence is built up. Then now you have the mindset now with the confidence to start adapting to situations. Pupil fighting, boxing, different things that's happened where you start building up your confidence.
You mentioned the sand. I've heard about the sand. I heard about these things called sand fleas. Are you familiar with this?
Absolutely. Every Marine is familiar with the sand fleas. I remember one time we just messed up. So on our way to the chow hall.
In the Air Force, it's a dining facility, but yeah, go ahead.
we had a sand bath. Mm-hmm. So we go through the up-down exercises, being thrashed. Next thing you know, we have these sand fleas everywhere. So now after you're done taking a sand shower, you're on your way to the chow hall. You're taking a bite of your sandwich and taking a bite of sand.
Have you ever noticed, though, I've been told that the drill instructors have developed such a level of self-control that they do not react at all. They are completely impervious to the effects of the sand flea.
With the sand fleas and as a drill instructor yelling and screaming, you're not moving at all. And I guess you just adapt to that. As far as sand, the fleas are crawling around, something just adapt to.
And perhaps this is the most important thing that we learn in boot camp is that regardless of what branch you're in, mentality drives reality. What the mentality is, what the focus is of the individual is what the results will end up being driven towards. And that's a very powerful piece of knowledge right there.
I think that in all basic trainings, they all share that common asset that they want mental strength in getting to the objective, which is to kill the enemy. That's our job. I mean, when you break the military down, that's what it is, right? So, Lionel, you obviously have a background that's very interesting too. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you were born, where you came from, and how the Marine Corps became something that you wanted to enter?
Well, it started like this. I was supposed to go to college, Alcorn State University, down in Norman, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. So I got there, and it blew my mind. I had so much opportunity as far as women in college. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, I was on a bus back home to Orlando, Florida.
So you majored in women and flunked out of college.
I flunked out of college.
I got you. So how did your Haitian preacher dad deal with that?
So basically, I went back home, and my dad said, I'm the oldest out of 9. Mm-hmm. So my dad said, son, there's no room for it. And I had to make a decision. And that's how I end up joining the Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. And it's been an honor, a privilege, and especially as an immigrant, and having this opportunity to serve the country that I love.
Talk about the immigration status. So your family came from Haiti originally.
Yes. What happened is that my parents are from Haiti, and they traveled from Haiti to the United States. But I was actually born in Bahamas, and then from Bahamas, I went to Haiti. I went to the United States when I was about 7 or 8 years old when I went to into the United States, and then from Miami to Orlando, Florida area. After my dad told me I had no room for me because I was the oldest out of 9, I decided to join the Marine Corps. And from the Marine Corps, like earlier, I was stationed at Marine Barracks at 8 to 9. And that was an incredible duty station. And then from there, I had the opportunity to go to San Diego and went on the Westpac.
San Diego, California is an awesome place.
Absolutely. Camp Hilton.
So you said you went on Westpac. Can you explain what Westpac is to our viewers?
Westpac is you go on a 6-month tour, and you are chauffeured by
the Navy.
And so it was an incredible time because I got to visit Singapore, United Arab Emirates, went to Hawaii, went to Yemen area.
No Okinawa.
No Okinawa. we had opportunity to train.
The Marine Corps gave it to you hard, son. Not only did they take Okinawa from you, they couldn't even let you go there when you were close to it.
We had opportunity to change with the Jordanian Army there, so that was definitely pretty cool. So
you said you trained with the Jordanian Army.
Yes.
Tell our viewers what that means to train with another allied army.
Basically, just doing maneuvers,
like war game stuff,
war game maneuvers.
But it's real world stuff. I mean, you're digging foxholes, you're running around, you're going to emplacements, you have the weapons and the ammunition and all the other stuff that's required.
It's more machine gun and shooting around using their AK-47 because that's what they use, AK-47s.
And what was your position in your MOS in the Marine Corps?
I was an infantry.
Okay.
So my MOS was 0331,
right?
Which is a heavy machine gunner.
Whoa, the big boys.
I was part of when I was in San Diego, part of a CAT platoon, combined anti-tank.
Was it Ma Deuce or the Hog or the Pig or what?
It was the Ma Deuce, the 50 cal.
Ma Deuce is a 50 cal, and then the Pig is a 60 cal.
60, and also we did the Mark 19.
Okay. Mark 19, automatic grenade launcher.
It's a grenade launcher,
right?
Yes.
See, we have those things in the Air Force too, Ethan. I'm not sure the Navy. You guys, you guys have that one big gun on the top of the destroyer.
Yeah, we don't use anything less than a 1,000-pound piece of ammunition.
Right.
So you guys at your peace shooters.
I mean, I will say this: that a destroyer can shoot what a 2,000-pound shell about 26 miles. That's a battleship. Yeah,
over the horizon.
Yeah. So while you guys are swabbing the decks, we're actually in the pits. I learned how to shoot machine guns. I also, because I was a military policeman, I also had to learn how to shoot machine guns. They were a lot of fun, but they are a heavy thing to carry. Lionel, in Marine Corps, did they pick the machine gunners the same way they did in the Air Force? The biggest guys had to carry that big hunk of metal?
Basically, the same one.
Oh, my Lord. That M60 must have weighed at least 35, 40 pounds.
And as we talk about the weapons of war that are used, and it certainly can come across as acts of violence, which they are, but for the veterans, for those that are serving and defending our nation, that are dealing with these things, what is it that's really happening in the psychology of veterans as they go through and deal with these levels of responsibility and defending our country?
I think that our main training is to locate, close with, and kill the enemy. But that's not just the only thing there. There's a lot of training that's there. You build a lot of self-confidence that there. You have the ability to adapt through the training. So any situations that happen. And the biggest thing, you cross over as a veteran, you cross all the character you learn at the characteristics in the Marine Corps or in the military, you transfer over to civilian life. So now you're in a position where when things pop up, you could actually adapt. You have the courage to make decisions, being a decision maker that's been trained in the military.
Right. Yeah, I can tell you, there's no doubt. I'm a supervisor of many people in a quasi-paramilitary organization, and the military people stand out. I mean, it's just easy to see. Anybody who has military experience or training, they handle things better. They are calmer under fire. They are more dedicated. They are timely. I mean, all of the disciplines of the military, they translate into civilian world. And once we as military people leave the military never leaves us.
Oh, absolutely. And the biggest thing I've learned getting out of the military is management positions that require college degrees that I've gotten because I was a veteran.
Right.
And because they know from the get-go what they would get from a veteran,
right?
Especially a Marine Corps veteran, what they would get. They'll definitely get somebody who'll be on time. They get somebody who will be dedicated, will take initiative, somebody who's honorable, and this is what they get from veterans. Veterans, Marines, they are valuable to employers.
It seems as if there's a universal statement that employers have where they say that they have noticed without a doubt that their veteran employees do stand out, as you said, Mark. And it does seem that the process of becoming a person who can be part of a unit that defends a nation from injustice, defends our freedoms, it creates characteristics. It creates honor, courage. This is what is required: is honor, courage, commitment, teamwork, and leadership. And those are universal concepts that are beneficial in almost any circumstance, in the military or outside. Now, when you got out of the military, because you were in the Marine Corps for how many years?
4 years.
So when your 4 years were up and you were transitioning from the Marine Corps to the civilian sector, what was that like for you?
Well, actually, it was pretty intimidating, and I did very well in the cleaning industry and did very well for my family. So, but as I got into that world, being dedicated, again, having the mindset to be there on time, to making sure things getting done, all those things transferred over into that cleaning industry that I was part of.
I don't know about you guys, but when I got out for almost a year afterwards, it was a pretty regular thought that I had is, should I go back in? Now, over time, I got used to it and those skills translated well and have been very beneficial. But that transition from the military to the civilian sector does have a unique set of difficulties.
I will say this. I believe that we make a lot of jokes about the different services, but one thing that the Air Force does very well is called the Transition Assistance Program. And the Air Force puts a lot of money, time, and effort into helping people who are leaving the Air Force to find jobs, to find career training, to understand their benefits and how they work. It's mandatory that Air Force people transitioning out or go through this transition assistance program. Did either one of you experience that leaving the Marine Corps or the Navy?
I did not.
The answer is no. The answer is no. They gave you a swift. They gave you your DD 214 and a swift kick in the butt and sent you out the door.
Yeah, that is exactly how it went.
True story. I got out of the Air Force. I got a job in law enforcement because I was military police. They paid me to get out. It was part of the drawdown after Desert Storm, right? So I got a amount of money. I got out. The Air Force sends me a letter, says, hey, we cut too many mid-level NCOs, which I was a staff sergeant. They said, we'll take you back. You just got to pay back that money. That money was long gone. I said, can't do it. Don't want to do it. I'm in a new career. No kidding you. 4 months later, they sent me a new letter, said, we'll give you the same opportunity and you don't have to pay back the money. Well, by then, me and the weight management program would have had a major problem. Let's put it that way. Okay. That's a true story. I know, but by that time, I had already established myself in the civilian world. And I mean, and you're right, it's scary. And I will tell you this, we work with other podcasters. One is called the Vets Connect podcast, and they help people transition with disabilities and different issues. The Vets Connect podcast is worth any of our viewers to look at it. It is available on Facebook. It is available on any of your podcast venues. Look them up. It's a great organization. They do great work with veterans to transition because it is tough. There are some people who don't make that transition very well. They get into drugs and alcohol. Mm-hmm. They get into crime. They get into other things because they missed the military so much, or they find the civilian world to be very confusing.
And there is a culture shock because you do go through a psychological change that overwhelmingly is positive, overwhelmingly. However, different people deal with different circumstances differently. And for some individuals, the transition to being a civilian is much more difficult. Now, I will say, Mark, while the Air Force may very well have been ahead of the curve as far as helping with the transition, now I believe every branch, because my son was in the Marine Corps and just got out a couple years ago, he went through that exact same process that you described, where the last 6 months, and I believe all the branches are doing this now, of military service can actually be spent learning a trade, learning a profession, to be used once they do become a civilian. And then you add on top of that the GI Bill, which is basically going to college paid for by Uncle Sam, your tax dollars. And these benefits are really tremendous. So it's never been a bad package going into the military and that transition, but now it actually has gotten incredibly beneficial for every veteran.
Yeah, there are great veterans that are Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Conservatives, of every religion. However, during the Biden administration, enlistments in the military were an all-time low. And so since the Trump administration has come in, people can say what they want about, the lethality and the increase of lethality of our military, basically returning our military to where it was prior to the Biden administration. The recruitments are through the roof. They are getting more and more people in the military. I have, family members who have enlisted in the Air Force recently because they made the right pick. And literally, the Air Force recruiter said that he can't even keep up with all the people that are calling him. So it's gotten better and better. There's more people going in the military, and that's a good thing.
And I will say this, is that while Mark and I have taken it easy on the Marine in the room in honor of the Marine Corps birthday.
It's because it's the birthday of the Marine Corps.
Yes, but one of the things is that throughout those years that you just described, Mark, where recruiting was at for national security purposes at a critically low level. It was a true emergency. However, the Marine Corps was the one branch that never had any recruiting problems because the esprit de corps of the Marine Corps, the reputation of the Marine Corps, and of course its uniform what remained so strong that people were lining up to join the Marine Corps even then.
And the Marine Corps did not succumb to the DEI, of having, people serving who clearly are physically, emotionally, mentally unfit to serve. And you're right. The recruitment for the Marine Corps never went away. It's always been very high.
And also the standard.
Yeah, standards.
Never wavered.
Standards have been very high. Yep.
Also, too, I like to say that in having the Marine Corps mindset, you could deal with personal challenges that happen through your life when you take the training that you have learned in the Marine Corps and adapt to any personal situation in life. Because I remember where being a single dad and having a 3 and a 4 and a 7-year-old kids and being a single dad, and I had to put the Marine Corps hat on. And how can I navigate this? How can I protect them? How can I make sure that they are doing well? And because of the Marine Corps mindset and the way I've learned to adapt to be a single dad, now have my son who joined the Air Force.
Yep, he made the right choice.
He made the right choice. He joined the Air Force, and have my young child who's in college right now. And through those hard times, the mindset of the Marine Corps had helped me to raise my kids when I thought all was lost. So I love that mindset, and I contribute that to the Marine Corps.
Right. And Lionel, it should, our viewers should be aware of the fact that you had primary custody of your children during that time frame.
Yes, I have primary custody of the kids.
And some of the children had special needs.
Yeah, I definitely have a young daughter that has special needs.
And you yourself are sight deprived or a sight.
Well, and actually in 2020, actually, when the COVID was going on, things were happening. I had a C2 to C7. I have titanium rods and screws to my C2, C7. I lost my vision. My left eye is gone. My right eye is at 60%. And everybody was telling me, go on disability. But I couldn't do it. And again, the Marine Corps, that mindset to adapt and overcome. And through that, through God It helped me to, with all of this ability, to raise my kids and to help them be successful.
And also be successful at work. You're in a high-level manager position
Right.
with a major university in the DC area.
Actually, I'm with Georgetown University. I'm a facility management at Georgetown University, and just being there and being hired, and just again, the Marine Corps standard has helped me to set a standard as I train new managers, setting standards. I'm fortunate that my daughter, she's a freshman at Georgetown University, and that has been incredible. But with my visual disability, cannot drive, but God has made a point where she's at the same university that I work at, that she's a freshman there.
You talk often about your faith. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about that? How important is it to your life, and how did you become a Christian in the first place?
My faith is very important. And again, when we talked earlier about the Okinawa, Japan, obviously God did not want me to go there. So I went straight to 8th and 9th, the Marine Corps Barracks. And that's where...
Marine Corps Barracks
it's in Washington, D.C.
So you served Arlington National Cemetery.
At the Marine Corps Barracks. And from there, a guy met me and introduced me to God, invited me at the church. I studied the Bible, and that's when I became a Christian at the Marine Corps Barracks.
When you became a Christian, how did it change your life?
Well, it changed my life. It helped me to stay focused as far as, you know what, I have a higher calling now as a Christian, and make it, and then have an opportunity to study Bible with people, to be honorable in the decisions that I make as a Christian.
Mark, you and we've known each other for going on 30 years now.
Yes.
And I can say from firsthand experience that the things that you have done to in your walk as a Christian, your endeavors as a father, and as a professional, I have seen you go to lengths that honestly, I think even in my case, may have physically caused me permanent damage, and yet you made it work. Your family is clearly blessed to have you as a father, and I think as a nation, we are lucky to have you and others like you serve in the Marine Corps and other branches, help defend all of us.
Thank you very much. And also just being part of a country and an organization as an immigrant. I've been absolutely blessed and grateful to be part of the Marine Corps and to be part of the United States.
The military, above all things, unifies men and women in a common cause, and all of the other things kind of fade by the wayside. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, this has been a great episode. Lionel, we definitely appreciate you being here.
I'm honored to be here.
You are like a brother from another mother to us.
Absolutely.
We honor you on this Marine Corps birthday. You are an overcomer, and you set the standard for all of us to follow. We thank you for being a guest.
Hoorah, Chesty Puller.
Chesty Puller. Yeah, that's a weird name for a guy. But yeah, I know his story. He was quite the hero in the Marine Corps.
So, and he's a distinguished Marine, and he set a very high standard.
He's also the reason that the Marine Corps has a bulldog as their symbol.
Yeah.
Because he probably looked like a bulldog.
He did, but he also had a dog that he brought everywhere he went.
And my understanding is that while you're in boot camp, every single night, every Marine says good night to Chesty Puller.
Absolutely.
Before the lights go out.
Honor, tradition, the military has it all. I am happy that we're all veterans. I'm happy that the United States still honors its veterans. Leonel Jonathas, thank you so much for being a guest here on Mid-Maryland Votes. We have really enjoyed having you. Hopefully you can come back and visit us again sometime.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's this edition of Mid-Maryland Votes. Thank you for joining us. Happy Veterans Day to all of those who served. We appreciate you joining us. My name is Mark Flynn, my co-host,
Ethan Lowen.
We both say thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Mid-Maryland Votes. You've been listening to Mid-Maryland Votes, episode 53, The Strength to Serve. As we celebrate Veterans Day, we salute Leonel Jonathas and every man and woman who's worn the uniform, not just for their service, but for their courage to keep serving throughout their lives. Like, follow, and share for more content like this on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, Mid-Maryland Votes, where Maryland comes together.